Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Bloomborough action. Today we are playing Golgari, and we have one goal in mind, and that is to use Ygra. I don't know how it's pronounced. Anyways, that's beside the point. To blow up all the creatures on the battlefield and hopefully swing in for one chunky hit. Now, how this works is Ygra turns all other creatures into food artifacts, and whenever a food is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put 2+1 counters on Ygra, eat of all. Now, how do we get rid of all other creatures? We just need to blow up all artifacts, and we have a few cards to do that. We have Cease, Desist here. We cast the Desist side. It's going to destroy all artifacts and all enchantments, blowing up all the creatures because they are artifact foods. We also have this new card, Season of the Gathering. With the middle mode here is choose artifact or enchantment, destroy all permanents of the chosen type, and then you also get the 3-paw mode where you can draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. So if we have Ygra onto the battlefield, we're going to be drawing an entire new hand, which sounds pretty fun. So that's the main idea of the deck. We have Huntsman's Redemption to tutor it up. We have this new mana dork here, which I'm a huge fan of because it can tap for 2 mana. We have a little bit of a tech here with Disfigure to get rid of those creatures that deal damage when they die equal to their power. So hopefully that will help out. Let's go ahead and hop onto the rank ladder and see how we can do. All right. This hand's not too bad. We have Thornvault Forager, so that can help us out if we don't draw into any lands, assuming it survives. But we also have Obstinate Baloth in the deck, so that if our opponent ever forces us to discard something, we just get to put it onto the battlefield, which sounds really nice because there's a lot of discard decks running around and it's kind of annoying. In fact, it's incredibly annoying. You now have mono red and discard that are like two very prominent and very frustrating decks to play against. I'll pause here real quick. All right, opponent, decide whether or not they wanted mulligan. Go ahead, play the Blooming Marsh here. Our fast land. Oh my goodness, not good. We have Callous Sell-Sword here, which is a little bit of a funny card in this deck because we can tutor it up with the Huntsman's Redemption. If we have a Thornvault Forager, we can tap for 2 mana of any colors so that we can actually use the red side of it and just fling our Ygra if necessary. I think we will just go ahead and play... We'll just play this as a chump blocker though. 2 mana, 2/2. We only have one of the Callous Sell-Sword. We also have one of Aloe Alchemist, which you can plot for 2 mana to give a creature +3/+2 and trample, I believe it is. So the idea is that we give Ygra trample once it's really large, and well, there's not much they can do to stop it. Because it doesn't itself have trample. It has ward, so it has a little bit of protection here, but hopefully our opponent doesn't have another toughness pump. Okay, they do not, but they will do a lot of damage here. Trample over for 4, and then it dies, and they can send 6 to our face. This is why we have Disfigure in the deck. Oh my goodness, we're drawing all the tech cards when we just want to draw lands. The one-ofs. Plot it, and you can give something +3/+2 and trample. There's not a whole ton of green cards that give trample. They have a pump spell probably. They do not at the moment. If we can get one land, we can play this Obstinate Baloth and gain a little life. Which sounds pretty nice. Another reason why the Baloth might actually be a very good card here in best of 1 right now. If we get another 2 cards in our graveyard, we can just run out Ygra. I feel like we gotta block the Hardfire hero just so that they don't get it later on for damage. Blazing Crescendo is annoying. They get a little bit more card advantage. They're gonna kill our Obstinate Baloth and send 5 to our face. They send the Felonious Rage at the Emberheart Challenger. We are at 1 life after healing forward. Yep, mono red still is mono red, and I think that is gonna do it for us. That would have been really nice like a turn ago. We just need to hope our opponent doesn't have trample and we can survive. Actually, we can't survive a turn. They're gonna have a flyer here, so that is gonna do it for this one, but that happens. Alright, another suspect hand, but we have a bunch of 2-mana removal. We have Underground Mortuary, which might be able to help us find future land drops, so yeah, we're gonna have to put that in the bin. Really need the lands. Okay, skeletons. Skeletons, eh? Get the mana dork out. If we can find an untapped land, we can run out Shieldred, which sounds pretty nice. We are playing some just generically good cards in Golgari because why not? And also, if we put another card in the graveyard, we need one more to turn on our Thorn Vault Forager. Okay, let's get Shieldred out here. We're gonna pay 1 life to Animar Waste, but that's fine. Shieldred. Shieldred does everything you ever could want. Punishes the opponent for drawing cards, slowly killing them over time if they don't do anything. Yeah, I kind of want my land. So if we mill another card with this Mortuary, we can run out Ygra. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, we already have one in hand, so we can mill that and then tap. We're gonna forage, which is either exile 3 cards from your graveyard or sacrifice a food, which kind of works well with Ygra because we can sacrifice our creatures to fuel our mana. It's kind of fun. They cannot block. Do we care right now whether or not? I think we just go in with Shieldred. They're not gonna kill us, right? Next turn. Like we just got the Value Town. The Golgari Value Town. We're gonna have to sacrifice one of their creatures to get rid of Ygra, but they do have this token which they can sacrifice and then use as a tutor. In case you have no suspected skeletons, you can solve it. Ooh. Wait a minute. We have lethal. We have lethal. Oh, it's artifact. Yeah, wait, why do we have Go for the Throat in this deck? Oh my goodness. No questions. Alright. None whatsoever. Alright, we just swing in with these two. That should be fine. And then we should be able to kill our opponent with the Thorn Vault Rampager, creating the mana that we need. So they have 8 mana. They lost a food creature, and we're going to sacrifice a food creature to generate a red. But then Callous Sell-Sword, the Ygra. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so happy. Let's go. I missed a golden opportunity right there to say eat this as I did it. That is it's kind of disappointing. We go first, 2 lands and a bunch of things that we can't cast if we don't draw another land. That sounds like a bad idea. Alright, this hand seems pretty good. Huntsman Redemption we could keep if we're looking for a chance to find our Ygra. Okay, it was pretty funny last game, but I don't know if I really love it as a top deck here. Also, if we put cards in our graveyard, we can then forage. It fills up our mana dork. I know everybody's playing. I have it in the sideboard, so I'll show it at the end of the video. I need to remember to remove it so it doesn't show up when in the crafting the deck portion of the video, or like in the crafting list. I have one card in the sideboard, which is the other new mana dork that I think a lot of people are playing, but I just don't think it's the end all be all. We have these Terra Sunders, so once we transform everything into food artifacts, we can pay 2 mana to exile their creatures. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean they're destroyed, so they don't go to the graveyard, so they don't count as dying, and so it doesn't trigger Ygra or whatever, but it's still pretty cool. Now, if our opponent plays Hop to it, this is going to be like a 4/4 Trampler. I'll just play Huntsman Redemption. Huntsman's Redemption is another thing that can give Ygra a trample on the 3rd Saga. Oh, would you look at that? Oh my goodness. Ow. Another land off the top is really, really nice. Let's just get let's get the card the deck is built around. We're not playing optimally, we're playing for fun here. We have this Terra Sunder, so we can remove the Burrow Guard Mentor before it clocks us again. And the next turn we can play an Obstinate Baloth if necessary. So they don't offspring it, which is good for us. Whenever you attack. Ugh. That's another really strong card. Okay, we can take 6. If I remove the Burrow Guard Mentor. So if I remove the Burrow Mentor, they give every attacking creature +1/+1. We take 6. If I hold and then remove the Warren War Leader, I'd take 7. So it's not a huge difference, and I think the Warren War Leader might be a bigger problem. Because it can anthem the entire team. Or they get the attack trigger, get rid of it. Bonk, bonk, bonk. A land is huge. I was thinking about jokingly giving their creatures a pump because it wouldn't really make a huge difference. Okay, we have Ygra. If we top deck a land, we sweep the entire board and we swing in for a boatload of damage. And now if they swing in like hastily, we can... Well, never mind. The Burrow Guard Benters is just going to clock us into the next dimension. Invoke. Even if it's not Boros, it's all the same. The same nightmare. Land, land, land. Oh, that's not a land. Reacher? I don't know. I think we're just doomed. We needed to top deck a land. If we top decked a land, we won. If we top decked a removal spell, we would have died still. All right. Well, that's that one. It was close. So close. All right. This hand's pretty good. We are running 24 lands, so we are running the standard amount of lands where you get unlucky half the time. No, we are running 4 mana dorks though, so that's something. Should have removed it before they get to target it, because now they're going to get a Valiant Trigger and exile the top card of their library for potential another hit. Alright, let's do this now so that it's a little bit awkward for them to maybe get the Valiant Trigger. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying not to die to mono red turn 3. Don't think it's gonna happen. Think I'm probably dead on their turn. But we can hope. We'll probably use the draw mode here on the cease desist, because it also gains us some life. Okay, hopefully missed a pump spell because we aren't going to interact with them. Just get rid of your one card in your graveyard. And then target player gains 2 life and draws a card. I want to draw a card. Not the opponent. Why would I give the opponent a card? We have 2 black sources, so we can run out Shieldred here. Hopefully that will stall the game some. Has our only win been with Shieldred so far? That might actually be correct. They're attacking in. I feel like it's my responsibility to block. Let's not block the Emberheart Challenger because then they're going to target it and then they're going to get the trigger. So it's better to block Godric even if it means they might be able to get Godric to live. Then we might also just die now because mono red. Alright, show us the good game. If you're going to say it, you might as well do it. Alright, mono red everybody. Why are you playing anything but? Alright, the Disfigures in the hand this game. Yay. We're running 8 removal spells. 4 Disfigures, 4 go for the throats. And then if you want to count the Tear Sunders, we have 3 of those. We also have a Virtue, so... Virtue Persistence, so... Not like we don't have a removal, it's just draw better. Okay, our opponent is playing Azorius Artifacts, or Azorius Confo, Azorius Soldiers. Now my Disfigures look a little sad. Aha! The trick is just top deck well. We did it. Thompson Redemption might need to go find a mana dork. We're gonna get stuck here. Oh, Tear Asunder. Tear Asunder. I will run out the forest. We're gonna wait until they crew the schooner. And then we'll remove it. Then they will have no attacks. The Wittig Glyph. Okay, never mind. Don't really want to take 5 damage. The question is, do we run out the Disfigure on the Spyglass Siren? Because they might, in response, just recruit with the schooner. Or do we want to hold up both of them to get rid of the schooner? But it explores every time. Oh, target creature that crewed it explores. Okay, so we can remove it next turn, potentially. Now we could ruin the Explorer. Sounds okay. Play the Huntsman's Redemption. We need to figure out if we want to search for anything. We'd search for Shieldred would be pretty good. The opponent might be holding up counter spells, so I guess we can search depending on if they hold up any interaction. No, they are playing an aggro deck, so the chances of them having that many counter spells is kind of low. They do have blue mana open though. No. Okay, so they're tapped out, so we can get Ygra down, and then nah. Ygra down, and then hopefully we top deck a land. We top deck a land, we can blow up their entire board, and we will be very happy. Though this does turn on the Zoetic Glyphs, so maybe there's a Sultai build where you just use Zoetic Glyph on your own turn, on your own creatures with Ygra. That'd be kind of funny. Anyways, opponent can put 2 more things onto the battlefield, so we're not gonna be able to block the bunny corn anytime soon here, but that's okay. Novice Inspector puts even more things on the battlefield, so the bunny corn gets even bigger. Even bigger. We will block with our food. We'll grow our Ygra, which is nice. Allowing us to potentially block the bunny corn. Surprised they didn't screw the schooner, but I guess they just knew that it wasn't gonna be, there wasn't much of a point. They actually cracked a map, which is intriguing. I can give Ygra trample. I'm not gonna attack in though. +2/+2 and trample. I will play Shieldred, and then I can hold up the Disfigure, and that'll allow me to potentially block the bunny corn by shrinking it down and then blocking it. No attacks. Top deck land. That's what we're looking for. Shieldred can start getting us some life, so we're not going to die to the Siren in the air. They could sacrifice their Novice Inspector for some life if they really felt like it. They could use this on their creatures, but it would only shrink them, because their base power and toughness would get lowered. Well, it would shrink the bunny corn at least. Mockingbird. So 4 mana total. They're going to make a copy of Shieldred, and it's flying. That's really fun and balanced. Alright. Now, here's the cool thing. I can block. You don't have any mana open, so we can shrink it and then block. And then our Ygra gets a little larger. We can go ahead and draw. Mana Dark is not bad. Puts us in the right direction. We are at approaching death though. I mean, you can just swing in with Ygra and see if they're willing to trade Shieldred for it, but that doesn't seem quite worth it when we could just win next turn potentially. So we'll just hold up Shieldred as a blocker, and then we can sacrifice it as a food if we need to. I mean, you could offer a Shieldred trade, but I think we need to hold up all our blockers because they could screw the schooner and try and get in some damage. A flyer in the air kills us, so let's hope they don't think about that. Actually, it doesn't kill us. We can sack the Shieldred, like I said. But it puts us down to 2 life. So if they have any way of pumping their creatures, like a Zoetic Glyph on their Spyglass Siren. Oh, wait, they can make another thing flying. Okay. That is Xaxes, isn't it? Isn't it? I guess it depends on... Wait, they're holding back Shieldred. They didn't think about it. Oh my goodness, thank goodness. Yeah, I will take a little bit of damage off the top. That is absolutely fine with me. I don't even have to crack Shieldred. Oh, even more damage on the crackback. This is gonna be so good. They're out of... I think we would have quite literally died if they just swung in with Shieldred, because their trigger, it's active player, non-active player, so their trigger goes on the stack first of Shieldred, and then it resolves first, so we would have been at 2 life. We would have lost 2 life from drawing a card. I mean, we could stop it by sacrificing Shieldred, and we would have had to sacrifice our Shieldred on our upkeep after the trigger. It would have been really complicated, and we probably still would have died. We would have had to blow in our cease and desist. We live. We don't need anything special here. I can go ahead, tap this for 2 mana. We'll tap it for 2 green. I'll just exile cards from my graveyard because I'm scared. And kapow! How many triggers is that? Just a few. How big is it? Just a bit. Ka-chow! Oh my goodness, we did it again. Let's go. Let's go. Ygra. Boom. Alright. New game. Underground Mortuary start is always a nice one. We have a lot of lands. Whenever they say hello, this is a warning signal to you. This means that they're playing, like, one of the most toxic decks in the format. Like, oh, no, they're playing bunnies. Well, but still. I'm a bit joking there, though, to be honest. There are plenty of mono red players that start out by saying hello. It scares me. You can go turn 3 Shieldred. Let's go. Unless the opponent's gonna get lost the Forager. They let Forager live. Okay. I'm not attacking with it, so you are free to do whatever. Heck, you can even remove Shieldred. That is fine with me. Caves? Caves? What is going on? Opponent is on the caves grind. Okay. That is the card that this deck is built around. I will definitely keep that. I will play an Obstinate Baloth just to get a bit of wider board. Also, so if they play a cave in, they sweep everything. I don't think they have enough. Oh yeah, the Spellins no longer come in tapped since they have Spelunking. Spelunk. You can even tutor up scroll cards. This card is the best. This art is like, I don't know how to describe that outfit. It reminds me of a Disney movie. Oh, they're caving. The caves are caving. There's a lot of caves. I'm so scared. What are you gonna do with all that mana? I have a little bit of distrust for whatever our opponent's up to. I think they're gonna sweep the board next turn, so I'm gonna chill. I don't think our opponent is going to put a lot of creatures onto the battlefield. This isn't particularly useful. Should have done that before comment, but let's not think about it. Thinking only makes you realize how terrible you are. Brain off. Play card. Trax. That was not on my bingo card. That was not on my bingo card. Not at all. Okay, so we are just a filthy ramp deck. I was sidetracked by the caves. So next round we can run out Ygra without too much of fear. They can play their up the beanstalk. Alright, alright. Definitely don't want to play Ygra and then try and go for the throw of the Atraxa, because we learned that when it turns you into an artifact creature, go for the throw cannot target it. Maybe a bit of an oversight in the deck building. Maybe. Slam. Alright. Now we just need them to run out on Atraxa and think, oh, everything's fine and dandy, and then we just desist and blow up everything. Now that was not at all what I was hoping for. Oh my goodness. You're supposed to be greedier than this, opponent. Didn't really get an aggro start, and well, turns out Atraxa and Sunfall is a pretty amazing late game. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Yep. Do all the things. Win all the games. I was really gonna counter your Atraxa. It didn't give us a... Oh wait, we were tapped out. Didn't give us a chance to exile the card that they were going for with their turtle. Tortoise. Turtle. What is the difference between turtles and tortoises? Shells. And tortoises are exclusively land dwellers. Turtles spend most of their time in water. Tortoises have more rounded dome shells, where turtles have thinner, more water dynamic shells. Who would have thunk it? I think, unless I top deck something amazing here, like a Ygra, I think I concede. Okay, we got it. We got it. They get buffed because the tortoises... Are we just dead? Not quite. We're dead next turn. Oh, you are dead. I can't count. All right. Let's keep. We got the mortuary start, which is always kind of nice. Opponent is on Golgari, so they might be on Golgari discard, and we might need to vacate the premises. Bandit's talent. Exile. That's so lame. Cease and desist. I'm sorry. You're just... We need the Terrace Under to deal with the talent. We need the Baloth to discard to the talent. You get a free card. A creature. Free creature. Man, I can't believe we got shown up by a turtle that last game. Unfortunate. Alright. I think we run out the creature. Start trying to draw some cards here. attacks while you have the most life or tied for the most life, draw a card and lose a life. Only makes the vampire when it attacks the opposing player. Okay, our opponent is just full of fun. They're planning to commit crimes. They're making us discard. Actually, they made us exile. It wasn't even discard. Almost worse. 5 mana. Just gonna sweep the board. Hate that targets. I'll get rid of the Terrace Thunder. We haven't really seen anything to target with it yet, to be honest. When it draws a card, they're gonna lose a life for that. Or lose some life for that. Preacher, yeah, we want preachers. Huge fan of the preachers. Because they can help us draw cards. That's what we need to counteract our hand being eaten up. This card is so dumb. I hate it. Make it discard, not exile. Seems unfair. You can animate their Restless Cottage. If they do, I don't really care. Come on, Bandit's Talent. I want a free Baloth. Just let me do it once. You never draw the Baloth when you need it, I swear. Or like when it's relevant. Are they gonna cut it down afterwards? That is unholy. Well, they're gonna have enough mana to play this Virtue, and we don't have our Terrace Thunder because we had to get rid of it because we had to get rid of cards in our hand, and I would like having land drops, believe it or not. So we're just gonna lose. It was a good game. Real good game. Lots of fun, good stuff happened in this game. Virtue. They're just gonna windmill slam the Virtue, right? Nope, they're gonna pillage. That is a bit crazy. So the Thorn Vault. It's me snoring. Holy moly. Nope, we don't have a way to exile a graveyard. They have 2 Virtues. I will play one more turn. Standard is the epitome of fun. So much fun. I hope they don't reanimate Shield Ridden. Ha 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 ha. You could drill like a cease off the top. And then we would have been able to exile the cards from our graveyard so they wouldn't be able to reanimate them, but... Or a Terrace Hunter would have also been a pretty decent draw, but... Through the Sell-Sword. Got the Mortuary into Thorn Vault back. Forager. Do we care about a land? Probably, because they're going to kill the Forager. Probably gonna have to discard half our turn or half our hand, and then we're not gonna have the right spells because we don't know what our opponent's gonna be playing. Or they're just gonna play the Innkeeper combo. Should have played the Swamp if I wanted to stop his damage. Oh wow. Incredible. Can't believe he would kill a squirrel like that. That's just gross. Get rid of the Mosswood Dread Knight forever. Top deck a land when we would love to top deck some action. I had the Mosswood Dread Knight. How do we have so... I guess we played a land drop and they drew one with the Mosswood Dread Knight, and then they just pillaged the bog. Can't have them have that because then they're gonna start drawing cards and we're gonna start losing. Top deck another land off the top, just as we planned. Here, we have a way to draw a card. Maybe this saves us. What do we want to exile? The Bat, the Preacher, and then we'll draw a card. Huntsman Redemption can get us to Shieldred or Ygra. Either one wouldn't be too bad. Probably gonna get removed though.
Metal is eternal.
Alright. Just play the Baloth. Look at that treasure. Let's go. This does nothing with no creatures because it's green. Yippee. If it's green, it can't do anything. It's not allowed to do anything unless you have a creature. The rules of magic. And another land off the top. Perfect. And there's a land underneath it. Extra perfect. Okay. 3 lands, removal on 2. Do we keep that? That's part of like the whole combo, but it's not a land. Probably fine. What is our opponent up to? A Reanimator deck. Is that so? Let's get rid of that. Alright, ramp online. We can play Ygra next turn. Just run this out of here. Could have Talias, but that is expected. They have the Squirming Emergence because they can get back anything. Holly is a food. They get back a reanimation spell off the top of theirs. They get back Voltborn Tyrant, probably. Understandable. Get 3/3, and then I will just get rid of Voltborn Tyrant for now. Permanently. Go for the threat. It can only hit our own creature, so not much of a useful thing right there. Kind of just need to top deck the right card, which probably not gonna happen, but they do not reanimate anything else. Makes sense. And weird technique. You have to sacrifice the food, good sir. Okay. It's a good idea to get rid of Atali now. Probably just do it for right now. Get rid of these. Goes back in the graveyard so they can reanimate it, but better than nothing, right? Because otherwise I feel like we're just going to die eventually. Put the Ygra back out. Hope it lives for a turn, and then maybe we top deck the right card. Well, I guess it's not really the right card, but a card that would help. They have the mana for it. Do they have another Squirming Emergence? They had one in the hand, so they hit 2 Squirming Emergences. That's just baffling. A little baffling. Top deck a land. Perfect timing. That's actually what I was thinking I needed right now. Actually, just what I was thinking I needed right now. Just what I was thinking. All right, well, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed, regardless of our substantial amounts of victories. Yes. Is the deck any good? No. Is it fun to watch Ygra become absolutely massive when you detonate their entire board? Yes. That is a true statement. Don't know what you can do to make it that much better. I feel like it's lacking card draw, and then you're just never going to be able to compete with like Atraxa kind of end game type strategies where you have like Atraxa, Portal to Phyrexia. There's really like high value top ends of decks I just don't think you'll ever be able to compete with. And then you're going to struggle with all the low to the ground decks, because if they just draw right, there's you better draw multiple removal spells, which I mean this deck is running 8 of, but you know, drawing them is a whole different story. So yeah, that's the deck. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, perhaps you'll enjoy yesterday's video where we played Selesnya counter, like +1/+1 counters, and we were cheating creatures out using Collector's Cage, as well as the new card Whisker Whale Forerunner. So if you're interested on that, check out the box on the screen. Anyways, have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.